Everybody push the like button. Take your finger real fast and hit the like button. And then I want to know where everybody's watching from. Let me know in the comment section. Are you watching from Philadelphia? Are you watching from Detroit? Are you watching from America, from Sweden, from Germany, from Norway, from China? Are you watching from China?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Welcome to the Dummy Kruger channel, everyone. Today's video, we're once again taking a look at more of Chille Decastro getting absolutely everything incorrect about a major court case from 1977, Pennsylvania versus Mims. I recently covered a different case he has on his indestructible toilet paper, trifold, a few weeks ago, proving he erroneously cites the now infamous Mississippi Supreme Court ruling Teschlines versus Danforth. As a matter of fact, his nonsense is spreading because I recently found my good friend and First Amendment auditor, Cody Highroller, trying to cite this case to a police officer. Before I get any comments below, I get it. Chille has been covered ad nauseum, but I honestly felt compelled to make a video on this particular live stream due to the off chance one of his ill-equipped viewers happens upon it. Because of the fact he gets practically everything wrong about this case, he could be putting some of his viewers in major legal trouble, or even worse. Not only that, I simply just have fun proving him wrong. Let's find out why.
I've been watching videos today, and I've been seeing some different things happen on the YouTubes, and it's almost as though people have this blanket blind belief that if a cop says you have to get out of the car, that you have to get out of the car.
Yes, people have that belief because it's the correct belief. Only you're trying to tell your viewers otherwise.
So I'm pulled over, right? There's a cop behind me, got me pulled over. And as I'm sitting here, I've taught you guys ad nauseum that the very first thing that happens when that copper is coming up to me, as soon as I see a copper, what do? I start recording. As soon as I see the copper, I start recording. There's absolutely no delay in what I do. When I see a copper...
All right, copper, reach. Reach, I said, and don't turn around.
I start recording.
For some reason, Chille believes his recording device is some sort of silver bullet against law enforcement. It's not. You have to look no further than his own videos where he continues to rack up traffic violations even while he records the whole thing.
Because you don't have to get out of the car just because the copper says, get out of the car. That's an old idea. That's an old idea. Before there was a camera and the cop ordered you out of the car, you had to get out the car. But not anymore. That has dramatically changed. And what's the reason why it has changed? How come it is that when the copper says, get out of the car, and you go, the answer is no, I'm not getting out of the car. And how come you have the right to tell a copper that you're not getting out of the car? Why is that? Why is that? Let's walk through this stop and let me show you why you do not have to get out of the car just because the cop says you got to get out of the car. No, you don't, poopy pants.
Yes, you do, you overgrown toddler. If you are pulled over for a legitimate traffic infraction, per Pennsylvania versus Mims, it is lawful for a police officer to order you out of your automobile. Full stop.
I pull down my trifold. I pull down my laminated pouch. I give him my license, registration, and proof of insurance. Now, he looks at it, looks at me, and says, okay, step out of the car. Oh, no, copper. Oh, no, I ain't getting out of the car. And why am I not getting out of the car? Because Pennsylvania versus Mims has a very explicit holding. It says in the holding that the copper has to believe that you're armed and presently dangerous. Copper's got to believe that you're armed and presently dangerous. Not just armed, but presently dangerous.
This is where our 20-year constitutional law scholar is either lying to his viewers Or maybe he's just that big of an idiot. I suppose it could be both. It's probably both. The highlighted section he's showing here from Pennsylvania versus Mims does say the following. So this is Justice Thurgood Marshall writing this. It's also in regards to Terry versus Ohio, not Pennsylvania versus Mims. Marshall writes, the court confided its holdings to situations in which the officer believes that, quote, the persons with whom he is dealing may be armed and presently dangerous, and fears for his own or others' safety. So this is where he lays his whole argument. However, this isn't the holding in the case. As a matter of fact, it's the dissenting opinion from Justice Marshall, not the holding. This is what I mean. Is he lying to his viewers? Or is he just not smart enough to realize he's not reading the holding in this case?
Remember, the holding says that a prudent man must believe that you're armed and presently dangerous for him to order you out of the car. So you went through your protocols because you learned how to make your laminated trifold and then he has everything by law. And then he says, I want you to step out of the car. And so what you're going to say is, actually, officer, and this is going to go on the next trifold. It's going to say, actually, officer, the Pennsylvania versus Mims holding says that a prudent man must believe that I'm armed and presently dangerous for you to order me out of the car.
Again, that was the dissenting opinion. Here's a quick summary of what actually happened during the Pennsylvania versus Mims case. During a traffic stop, 2 police officers ordered Mims out of the vehicle and noticed a bulge underneath his jacket. The officers then frisked Mims, where they found a handgun, resulting in an arrest for a concealed deadly weapon without a license. During Mims's first trial, he argued it was a violation of his Fourth Amendment rights due to the fact he was asked to get out of the vehicle in the first place, but the trial court disagreed and he was convicted. Mims took this conviction to the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, where it was actually overturned. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled that it was a violation of both the 4th and 14th Amendments to remove him from his vehicle, and that the gun should have been suppressed from evidence. After this ruling, it was subsequently appealed to the United States Supreme Court, where they overturned the Pennsylvania Supreme Court, clarifying that officers could order occupants out of their vehicles without violating their Fourth Amendment rights. And that's where we stand today.
This phone right here is recording not just for you. This phone is recording for the judge. And what I'm going to show the judge is that I let you know that I'm not a previous violent felon. And watch this, copper. I'm going to pull my shirt up right here. Now you can see right here my waistband that I don't have any kinds of weapons hidden in my waistband. And now I'm going to take my camera, and I showed the judge that. Now I'm going to show the judge that in my car, what do I have? Oh, I got this little dog right here. I said, so you don't have grounds to say that I'm armed and presently dangerous because I'm not a felon, and I clearly showed that I'm not armed.
Besides the fact that the holding doesn't say anything of the sort, lifting your shirt up, telling the officer you're not a felon, and spinning your little camera phone throughout your borrowed vehicle does in no way mean you're not armed and dangerous.
So I tell that filthy copper, the answer is no. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting out because the holding you're using literally says you have to believe I'm armed and presently a danger to you or a danger to society, and I'm not getting out of the car. Ain't happening. Go sell that ish to somebody else who will buy it. Because I learned on YouTube's by watching this channel Delete Laws that if I got you on camera, copper, if I got you on camera and the holding says that you have to believe I'm armed and presently dangerous for you to order me out of the car.
This is the official holding, not fairy tale land that Chille lives in. The order to get out of the car, issued after the respondent was lawfully detained, was reasonable and thus permissible under the Fourth Amendment. The state's proffered justification for such order, the officer's safety, is both legitimate and weighty, and the intrusion into respondent's personal liberty occasioned by the order being at most a mere inconvenience cannot prevail when balanced against legitimate concerns for the officer's safety. Adding to that, the search that happened after he was removed from the vehicle has also been deemed lawful. The facts available to the officer at the moment of the seizure or the search warrant a man of reasonable caution in the belief that the action taken was appropriate. The officer was justified in making the search he did once the bulge in respondent's jacket was observed. It's all in black and white here, Chille. I'm not sure why you're trying to deceive your viewers, because you really are going to get them in trouble. I'm going to let Chille take us out today, but before you go, please remember to subscribe, notify, like, and comment below.
I need some water. So this live's going to be a little short because I need water, and I don't have any more water in my car, so I got to get some water.